Well, I've told you about all the free financial counseling services that are in the government, and they're terrific. And that's where you should start about any kind of debt problems. Is sit down with somebody for free and to oversee all the bullshit you got to deal with. And they can help you put it together. But in addition, you have to find individual programs to get rid of a lot of that debt or bills or whatever. And the government has them. Now, here's about 14 of them that you can use to get rid of debt. Okay, so if you have student loan debt, okay, you go to student.aid.gov. Now, they have so many programs to get rid of that debt that you have. But see, it's hard. You can't, again, just read it and understand it all. No. The best thing to do is to call these people, okay? And there's a hotline number there, so you have to wait online for 20 minutes or even an hour. If they're going to get rid of $50,000 of your debt, man, you could wait all day, right? So that's what you have to do. That's how you really know what's there, by talking to people, not by just looking at it as something and filling out the forms. No, because you could pay as little as $0 a month on your student debt for 10 years and then have it all disappear. But you don't know that. So you got to find out about it. And you do that by talking to people. So call them. Okay, the next thing is that you could get rid of loans that you got from business. The government has programs that forgive your business loans. Now, here's one in Wisconsin, $250,000 loan to start a business. They forgive it. Forgive the whole loan. Now, that's the kind of loans you want to get, okay? How do you find those things? Okay, what you do is go to SBA.gov/local-assistance. Put in your zip code and then talk to counselors in your area that for free help you to find money and help that is forgiven or just grants for start a business, so you don't have to get a loan. Okay, what else we have here? Okay, if you've been denied and turned down for a grant from the government for anything, you can appeal. We have a wonderful woman on our who volunteers at Lesko Help that helps people write appeal letters. You know, she's got like $50,000 for rent grant money after they've been turned down, and she has like a 50% rate on that. So that's it. When anybody turns you down, you ask that office, "How do I appeal?" They have to tell you. They all have something, even for a loan or a grant. Anytime the government says no, you say, "Okay, how do I appeal that?" They're all set up to do it. It's nothing sneaky. No, it's open to print. Now here, taxes. You can get your taxes forgiven. That's right. Actually, there's a program called Offer in Compromise, and I have all these links here. And you make an appointment with a local official, and like there's a woman in Lesko Help who shows people how she did it, because she got 90% of the money she owed to the IRS forgiven because she had trouble paying. They have a whole bunch of programs like that, but you have to talk to them. Don't go to an accountant. They're going to take the money or part of it, and you don't need it. You want it all in your pocket, and you go to the horse's mouth, and they'll help you for free. So that's an Offer in Compromise. And then also at your state, if you owe state taxes, you can get that forgiven too. Most all the states have Offers in Compromise. They don't beat you to death. Money. It's not like own money to Chase Bank where they're going to send out torpedoes from Detroit to break your kneecaps. No, these are human people. This is the community. It's not capitalism. It's the community that lent you money. It's like lending your dad lent you money. You can sort of forgive it. That's why you want to deal with the government, not capitalism. Man, they're going to get their money no matter what you say. Okay. So also in state taxes. Okay, property taxes. Okay, a lot of people can't pay them because they're going up. Values of houses are going up, but people's incomes are not going up. So here's a nice thing that AARP has, a state-by-state listing of property tax forgiveness programs. Okay, and they're at PTA Consumers, PTA, like property tax aid, but it's ptaconsumers.aarpfoundation.org. ptaconsumers.aarpfoundation.org. Okay, go there, find your state, and call the people. Always call. Okay, how about co-pays? You can't pay your co-pays. Okay, well, there's programs for that. And go to patientadvocate.org. They also help negotiate with the bills you owe for health care. Okay, you don't have to pay, just because you got a bill from the healthcare people, it doesn't mean you have to pay it. You get help to find out how you don't have to pay that thing. And these people help you for free to do that. Okay, and they're called patientadvocate.org. Another good place is needymeds.org. All places where you can get your medical bills, dental bills, and everything reduced or free or whatever. And that's all available, but you have to know, and you have to start talking to people. Don't just try to find an application to fill out. You go to those websites and call them. They all have people. Or hospital bills. You got a hospital bill. Yeah, 70% of the hospital bills don't have to be paid, but they're not going to tell you that. So here, you go to this place. You go $4, DOLLARFOR.org, and put in your hospital bill, and they'll tell you, probably get it free, okay? Because they have to give it for free, but they don't tell you, okay? If you're under a certain income, and that income could be $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, depending on where you live. So, and you got stuck with a hospital bill, don't pay, find out, and that's the way. $4.org, and here, even child support. You could get free you get your child support forgiven, your payments. Like okay, no, they have programs that will forgive up to 90% of your back payment that you owe for child support. How do you know that? No, you don't know that. So that's why you have to go to this website here. State child support agencies with debt compromise policies. See, you don't have to pay it all. No, you think you do, but you don't. You got to learn the system. And that's why with the system in dealing with government and nonprofits, they're more reasonable. You dealing with the capitalist system, no, they're going to send out the army or whatever to get their payment because their shareholders need that. So that's important. The other thing too is fines. Like you have too many traffic tickets and you can't find them. Okay, here's what to do with that. You go to commoncause.org. Okay, and if you have all these parking tickets and they're going to take your license away or whatever, call your elected official. You have three federal officials, 2 senators and a congressperson, and then you have state officials. They all could call the DMV and get you a deal that you don't have to pay all that. Because listen, if you don't have a car, right, you can't take care of your family, you can't have income or whatever. So you try it. You know why? Because it costs you nothing. And you make it all done. And then, see, the elected officials have power over every government agency. They have the power. You and I don't. You call an attorney, they don't have power over that. But the government does because they pay their bill. See, every government agency wants elected officials to like them because they want them to pay to vote for their budget next year. So they try to make all these people. They have special phone numbers, that elected officials call these agencies back in office, and they get personal help. Claim hardship for a loan. Yeah, like business loans. You own a SBA loan. You claim hardship for that and get that forgiven or part of it forgiven. There's always deals, and everybody's a deal. Or here, there's you get $200,000 to buy a home with no interest, and you don't have to pay it back until you sell the house. See, they're the kind of deals that are out there for other people that people don't know. Or how about your back rent and mortgage, okay? What you do is you go to find, you gotta know how to spell, findhelp.org. You put in your zip code, like 20009, okay, and say you owe back mortgages or back rent, okay? So up here in the search bar, you put rent, okay? Now, what I got in my zip code is 77 organizations that will help you pay your back rent. That's what they're there for, okay? You're worried about the rent? Find a nonprofit or a government agency that helps you pay that back rent. And you have to start calling these people, okay? Don't just try to find an application to fill in the blanks. No, call and make sure you get the right place to apply to. That's the part of it. And don't forget, there's always plenty of help out there. If you go to findhelp.org, and then I put in my zip code, and you have trouble filling out applications. Okay, just put in the word applications after you put in your zip code. And for my zip code, here, I get 552 nonprofit organizations that will help me fill out the applications. 552! Man, and every one of them is free. Nobody here. Don't go to Google, please. If you don't have money, you got to stay away from Google, because all they do is get your money. That's what they're there for. That's capitalism. You want to go to the community part of our country, which is government and nonprofit organizations, because they don't charge you money. They give you money. And that's the way. So get rid of that debt. Get rid of that. Use the system against itself. See? Because it's set up like that. Some of these people in America are nice. Actually, about 40%. Because that's the section of our country that is nonprofit or government. 40%. They don't charge money to do anything. It's sort of like, remember, your firehouse, right? if somebody's house is on fire, your neighbor, you go over there to help them. You don't ask for the credit card first. No, you just help them, right? So we have 40% of our country that does things like that, but you don't know because they're not in Google. Get out of Google or you'll get chased out of town.